Welcome to the Get Fit Guy, featuring your quick and dirty tips for shaping up and slimming down. In this episode of the Get Fit Guy, you're going to learn why weight training is an important part of losing weight and getting fit, and exactly how you should get started. Though it wasn't always the case, people now generally accept that weightlifting, or resistance training, is important for overall health as well as weight loss, and fitness professionals like myself realize that it's crucial for our clients to attain their goals. Research has shown that a combination of weight training and cardio sheds more pounds and boosts your metabolism higher than cardio alone. One reason for this is because you burn several more calories per day for each droplet of fat that you replace with a fiber of lean muscle. And weight training is a great way to get fibers of lean muscle. In addition to the weight loss benefits, resistance training can provide you with higher bone density, a more coordinated and well-functioning collection of muscles and joints. And for those of us who look like Bambi on ice when we're out dancing or playing sports, better agility and balance. Weight training will help you achieve a nice, symmetrical appearance and avoid injuries from muscles that are too strong or too weak. One of the most common questions that I get is, should I do weights on the same day that I do cardio? Since weight training can take some focus and a little bit of time, I'd recommend you devote an entire workout routine to weight training with just a brief 5 to 10 minute cardio warm-up and cool down. Save your cardio workouts, like those I talked about in episode 1, for a different day. On the days you devote to weight training, start your workout by doing just enough cardio to break a sweat. When you start sweating, that's a good sign that your body is warm. And if your body is warm, it's going to move much better. Now, don't use this "if I'm sweating, I'm warm" rule as an excuse to avoid wearing antiperspirant or anti-deodorant. Just make sure that you do put that in the stinky places. Trust me, other parts of your body sweat too. After you finish your cardio and you've got nice, warm, toasty muscles, it's a good idea to stretch before weightlifting, especially if you've been sitting or not moving for most of the day, as many of us who sit in offices or in cars often do. The best stretching scenario should involve a few controlled leg swings and arm swings before you lift weights. You should also, if time permits, do some nice long stretches after you lift weights. You'll get to hear much more about stretching in future episodes. Now, before you begin weightlifting, you need to understand the major muscle groups you'll need to focus on. I divide these into 5 basic groups. The upper body pushers are the first. These include your chest muscles, affectionately called your pecs, your shoulder muscles, often referred to as your delts, and of course the lovely triceps, which are located in that area on the back of your arm that can tend to jiggle a little bit. Don't worry, together we'll get rid of that jiggle. Your upper body pushers are responsible for pushing things away from you or above you. Next are your upper body pullers. These muscles do just the opposite of the upper body pushers and are used to pull objects closer to you. Upper body pullers include your upper and mid back area, often referred to as your lats, and your biceps, which are located on the front of your arm. To be honest, you've got a bunch of tiny pulling muscles all over your upper body, but the major ones you need to know about to begin weightlifting are the lats and the biceps. Next are your lower body pushers. Just like the upper body pushers move objects away from your upper body, the lower body pushers push stuff away from your lower body. Your quadriceps and your calves are your 2 main lower body pushers. The 4th muscle group are your lower body pullers. Technically, some of your lower body pullers also work overtime and act as pushers. Maybe this is why they get injured so much. Have you ever heard someone say that they pulled a hammy? Well, they're referring to that muscle on the upper back of their legs called the hamstrings, which are your major lower body puller. Finally, we reach the core. And the core is a catch-all term for all your abdominal and lower back muscles. Think of these muscles like one big belt that wraps around your entire midsection. Although, for some people, it may be a tube or a keg. The core is very important because it connects your upper body pushers and upper body pullers with your lower body pushers and lower body pullers. Now, knowing these 5 main muscle groups is important for a couple of reasons. First, If you focus on just one muscle group, you'll risk overtraining one part of your body and undertraining another. For example, if all you do is upper body pushing, like some of the people you'll see at the gym who will only do bench pressing, then you'll get a back that's hunched forward and you'll have soreness in the front of your shoulders because of excessively tight chest muscles. Here's a quick and dirty tip. Once you begin weight training, make sure that you hit each of the 5 major muscle groups, the upper body pushers, the upper body pullers, lower body pushers, the lower body pullers, and the core, at least once a week. Additionally, by knowing each of the 5 groups, you can put together a highly effective workout. All you need to do for a great beginner workout is find a machine that targets each muscle group and put each of those machines into your next workout. I'll give you more details on lifting weights with machines in the next episode. There's just one last thing you need to know before you start your weight training program. You should be familiar with the terms set and repetition. A set is what you do when you perform one specific exercise a certain number of times without stopping to rest. In most workouts, you would repeat a set of an exercise anywhere from 1 to 5 times, although some bodybuilders will do up to 20 sets for just one muscle group. I would not recommend that, especially if you want to get out of bed the next morning. You also need to know what a rep is. A rep, or a repetition, is the number of times you actually perform the exercise in one set. For example, one set could include 15 reps. In a future episode, you're going to learn all the details of how to customize sets and reps to reach your exact goals. But for now, you should start with a very effective beginner's method. Perform 2 to 3 sets for each major muscle group and do between 10 to 15 repetitions. I'd recommend you move from machine to machine after each set. And then when you've finished a set for every muscle group, go back to the beginning and do it again until you've made it 2 to 3 times through. Pretty simple, huh? So now that you know the basics of weight training, next week I'll talk more specifically about how to use the weight training machines. But until then, take what you've learned today and go get fit.